The RTR process encompasses the entire journey from data collection to providing the final report. It refers to the suite of tools, functionalities, and processes within the SAP ecosystem that allow businesses to manage their financial data from the recording of transactions to the generation of final reports. The Record-to-Report (RTR) process includes the following steps. Data recording. This is where all financial transactions are captured, whether manually or automatically. Reconciliation, ensuring that all data is consistent and reconciled, for example, reconciling bank statements with internal records. Adjusting entries. At the end of the accounting period, you may need to make additional adjustments, like accruals or prepayments, to ensure the financial statements are accurate. Financial analysis and review. Before finalizing, it's essential to review the data to ensure there are no errors or inconsistencies. The use of analytics tools can also aid in identifying trends or anomalies. Reporting. This is the final step where companies produce their financial statements, such as the income statement, balance sheet, and cash flow statement. Close. This process involves closing the books for a particular period, ensuring that all the records are in place, and the reporting is done, post which a new accounting cycle can begin. Within the SAP environment, various modules and functionalities facilitate these RTR steps. SAP Financial Accounting, FI. This module aids in tracking and managing the financial conditions and performance of a company. It is the backbone for data recording, tracking, and reporting. SAP Management Accounting, CO offers insights into the company's operations, costs, and operating performance. Tools like the Universal Journal in SAP S/4HANA also simplify the RTR process by consolidating financial and management accounting in a single data source. We will now discuss the archiving objects that interplay with RTR. Archiving with FI_document. Financial accounting documents are archived and deleted using the FI_document archiving object. Several conditions must be met to ensure that only documents no longer needed in the online system are archived. To determine whether a document can be archived, the archiving program checks the document header and line items accordingly. The invoicing data is deleted by the archiving object FI_document for financial accounting documents. You can store this data in the database longer than the financial accounting document itself. The data is removed from the database together with the vendor secondary indices by the post-processing program and not by the delete program. If the vendor secondary index still exists in the database, the invoice verification can take place, even if a document has already been archived. Customizing of the retention period. Before archiving finance documents, the retention periods must be defined in the following way. Document life. The retention period specific to each company code and document type. Account life. The retention period for the account type and the number range can just be defined. Index life. The retention period for the secondary index which is necessary for the evaluation of FI documents must be defined. Archiving with CO_item, line items. The archive object CO_item enables you to archive CO line items. The CO line items can be copied and deleted with the archive object of the corresponding business object. For example, the archive object PP_order copies and deletes all CO line items related to production orders. Because of that, you have to check if the discharge of the line item table COEP with other archive objects already satisfies your expectations and how evaluations on archived data should be made before deploying the archive object CO_item. Usually the archive object CO_item should be used after deploying the other archive object. Exception. If there is the requirement to evaluate the CO relevant data separately for different departments, e.g. the controllers need to display only CO data linked with production orders while the employee working in the production department needs to display only the PP-specific data, a separate evaluation for each line item makes sense. In this case you have to implement the archive object CO_item before archiving the business object with the corresponding archive object, example, before archiving production orders with the archive object PP_order, because the CO data are not required in the production department.